All right, week one, strength and conditioning. So first up, we've got some heel to calf raises, just rocking backwards and forwards on the heels to the calves. 3 sets of these, 25 reps in total. Nice and easy. Then we're going into calf raises with a 3-second pause at the top. Once again, 3 sets, 15 to 18 reps of those. Okay, really focusing here on getting nice and high up on the tippy toes and really squeezing those calves. You can see once I turn around and you can see back on, I'm really squeezing the calves. Hold on to something for balance if you need it. That's not a problem. Really focus on getting that squeeze. Good pause for 3 seconds up at the top of the movement. Okay, moving along for your next exercise, you're going to need a step like I've got or a phone book, just something to get that front foot elevated. We're going to do some front foot elevated lunges. 4 sets, so 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You're going for 6 to 12 reps on each leg. As you can see there, my back leg is really coming in line with my front heel. So I really want you to focus on depth for those ones. Our next one is nice, easy. It's just for our hip flexors. We call this a hip balance hold. So we just need a dowel or a broomstick, something to hold on to. Cock that left or right leg up and simply hold it at 90 degrees for anywhere between 30 and 90 seconds. Moving into our next one, we're going to want something to put our heels underneath to allow the calves maximum stretch and really want to get into the Achilles and the tendons in the backs of the legs and the back of the foot here. So get those heels elevated and a nice slow controlled squat on the way down, just going to your depth of comfort. If you can go below parallel like I am there, great. If you can only come to parallel, that's fine too. The important part when we come up, you can see I'm driving my knee nice and high. So once again, really getting the hip flexors working. I'm not letting those knees cross the midline of my body. I'm simply squatting down, coming up and driving that knee up. Moving on to our next one, you're going to need that broomstick or the dowel, whatever we had before, and we're going to grab hold of the top of it with the left hand over the top like I have there, flip it around on your back, reach back around. This is a little bit awkward, as you can see, even I struggle with it, but once you grab it and it's in place, we want to try and go for at least 2 points of contact here. So you can see the bar, dowel, broom, whatever you use, it's touching my bum, my lumbar, and also my upper trapezius, my head. And I'm alternating feet. So one foot slightly in front of the other and leaning forward from the hips only, swapping feet, left foot, right foot, and leaning forward from the hips, only going to the depth that your hamstrings will allow you. Next one is a wide stance or a wide grip deadlift, stiff-legged deadlift, nice and slow and controlled. Hands are well outside hip width, and you are simply keeping those legs as straight as possible, leaning forward, and notice how my back stays lovely and flat. There's no arch. If you're arching your back, you are going beyond your range of motion. Please reduce it and just go to knee height if that's what you need to do. This is for the lumbar and the hamstrings. Next one is a little bit of a hamstring burner. You're going to hold on to the bench or a bar or something for support. Bring that left or the right leg up to 90 degrees and simply pulse for 30 to 90 seconds with that leg in that 90 degree position. The smaller the pulse, the more the hamstring is going to have to work. It contracts and then disengages, and it becomes quite challenging. So enjoy that one, team. Next one we're moving on to is what we call a front back tap. So we lay down, stack those hips on top of each other, the legs are nice and straight, lifting the top leg, pointing the toe down, really important you point that toe down, tap in front, nice high lift, and tap behind, lift, nice high lift and tap, very gently, as quick as we can with these ones, and you're really going to feel that burn in the ITB running from the hip down to the knee. Moving on to our abs, we're going into alternating starfish crunches. So we're going to lay down, hands outspread, legs outspread, and it's an alternating leg to hand and then together. So as you can see, I go a left hand, right leg, right hand, left leg, and then to bring them together. Just working to your range of motion. You don't have to touch the hand to the shin if you don't quite have that range of motion yet, and you don't have to bring both hands and both shins together if you don't quite have that range of motion yet. Okay, our last one, I've left this one to last to go through it. We're going to need a step or a box or something to step off, and we've got a couple of options with these ones. First of all, you can see I am doing a single leg drop to a double leg landing squat jump. That's option one. That's if you're fairly confident, maybe you've done these before. We simply step off, land on both feet, and jump up into the air. Really good for a springy motion. If you haven't done these ones before, we can regress them, and you can stand on one leg and drop off and land on the leg that's up in the air and go into a little bit of a run. So we're still getting that impact, but it's not quite as dramatic as when we land on both feet with the jump. So whichever you are comfortable with, I've got a couple of options for these ones. This is one of the only exercises that will maintain throughout the 4 weeks because it's a really good one to get some spring in the tendon. You can see here is another one is I'm jumping off or dropping off on one leg and landing on that same foot. So again, this one's fairly high impact one. But it's also pretty good to get used to. So you just pick whichever level is suitable for you as far as those exercises go. And I look forward to getting your feedback and your forms and letting me know how you went with these.